Hello, Mahesh. Good afternoon. How are you?
Sir, how are you?
Yeah, I am good. So, Mahesh, please tell me about yourself.
Hello, sir. My name is Mahesh. I am from BID. I did my diploma from Padmashri Dr. Vijay Patil College, Pravara Loni. I have completed my diploma in automobile in 2017. Then after that, I am working in an automobile sector for 2 years. After that, I am shifted my career into the IT company. From last 2.5 years, I'm working in a IT company as a front-end developer. I have another 1.5 year experience in HTML, CSS, and 6 months, last 6 months, I'm working on as a front-end developer on Angular framework.
Oh, so you have 6 months of experience in Angular, right? So, on which version you work? Angular's which version do you have?
Angular 10. Sir.
Okay. After completing your diploma, you work in automobile sector for 2 years. Okay. Then why suddenly you change your mind to switch into IT?
Sir, actually, I'm very curious about the website and that how to make it and how suddenly changes will happen. So lots of data, how we get in our just a second. That I'm very curious about the websites and web application. So I'm started learning and I'll get an opportunity in a Corona to shifted in IT. So I'm in this.
So you just said that you are working on Angular from last 6 months, right?
Yes, sir.
Then do you think it is a correct time to switch the organization? Because I don't think in 6 months you have got the mastery in Angular. Instead of working in the same organization, you can develop skills in Angular and then you can try for switch.
Yes, sir, but I want to change it because our project was in and we are last 2 months just doing a bug fixing. So I want to learn in most things in Angular. So I think that I'm from last 5 to 6 months I've learned. So I want to learn other than most things in Angular like 11, 12. So I want to change it.
Okay. That's great. So how much you rate yourself in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular out of 5?
3.5, sir.
3.5. That's good. What is the difference between HTML and HTML5?
Sir, HTML5 has a more semantic tag we have like a header, footer, mains, asides. This gives us like a HTML5 we get the box sizing, border box sizing. These types of tags we got in HTML5.
Okay, that's it.
There are lots of things, sir.
And then told me that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then if there are lots of differences in HTML and HTML5. So please tell me those differences.
In HTML5 we have there is a very specific. We have for a special section we have special tags like for header we have header, for footer we have footer.
Okay, got it. Apart from this difference, is there any other differences?
No, sir.
I've heard of HTML5 APIs.
Yes, sir.
So what are the HTML5 APIs we have?
No, sir.
What is difference between CSS and Css3?
Sir, in a CSS3 we got box sizing, the position fixed, and hybrid.
We have some new modules in CSS, right? Around 6 to 7. What is the attribute?
Attribute is use some meta information about HTML tag to the browser, especially using anchor tag or a link for use meta information that we use for changes. Like example, like an anchor type. Attribute gives the when we click on a button or any other link, so it directly goes on another page. This happens to the attributes like href attribute.
What is difference between inline and block element?
uh, so inline element we can apply uh, we can apply we can't apply on a width, sir. In a block element, nice. In inline element, it takes a width, it's equal to its HTML content, and in a block element it takes width equal to its parents. We can apply, sir, padding margin from all the side to the block element. We can apply, sir, margin and width top and bottom side to the inline element, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What is difference between display none and visibility none?
So, sir, when we use display none, so what happen, sir, HTML element get deleted or removed from the DOM, sir, and it changes the structure of DOM. And when we use the visibility hidden, so it's hidden for or hidden for the user, but it not get deleted from the our UI or structure, so it not changes the structure of our UI, sir. DOM, sir.
What are the CSS selectors we have?
So tag selector, basic selector, relational selector, attribute selector, pseudo class selector, and pseudo class element pseudo element selector, sir.
What is difference between pseudo class and pseudo element?
Sir, pseudo class selector changes the particular state of HTML elements, and in a pseudo class element pseudo element selector, they also changes the particular state of HTML element. But, sir, in a pseudo class, when we use the pseudo class selector, so it changes only the particular state of in which HTML element we apply. But in a pseudo element selector, we can changes the all the HTML element particular state on which we can see on UI. Example, like, sir, when we selected selector for copy, so it's give us in a blue color and white text we see in a white, so it can be copy paste through pseudo element selectors.
Okay. What are the positions we have in CSS?
5 types positions we have, sir. Static, relative, absolute, fixed, sir.
Last one.
Sir, it's a combination of sir, fixed and static, sir.
Sticky, right? Sticky is a combination of
Yes, sir, sticky, sir. Combination of fixed and moving, sir.
relative. Stick and relative. What is difference between SVG and canvas?
I don't know, sir.
Suppose I want to include audio file into web page. Which format we should give?
What, sir?
Suppose I want to add audio file, right? Audio file in our web application. So which format of audio we should prefer or we should use?
No, sir, I don't know. Sir, next question, please.
Okay. In how many ways we can specify the CSS styles for the HTML element?
So 3 types, sir. Inline, internal, or external, sir. In inline, when we put the HTML element in a body with a style of attribute, we can use the CSS. In a head, with the style tag, we can use our CSS to class selector or tag selector in which style attribute style tag. And in a And in external CSS, we have to link our CSS in a HTML head, and then to the link tag, and we can use separately our this CSS.
What is difference between ID and class?
Sir, ID is used for JavaScript functionality, and class is used for for CSS giving. So we can, sir, it's a DOM method, sir. Like when we use the tag selector tag, so it's sir, in a ID we have main precedence than class, sir, because it's in a any in a HTML page, ID is given in one time of the same name. It's unique, sir, and class we can use many times, sir, where we want to do same CSS or same HTML we want in a JavaScript, sir.
What is difference between link and anchor tag?
Sir, link is used for the attach the our CSS page in a to our main file, like index.html, and anchor tag is, sir, is used for, sir, give the specific link where we want to go the side, or when user click on it, so it's just to the like a Google or Facebook page directly, or in a new tab. These types of service, sir. This types of.
Okay. What are the wide elements in HTML?
No, no, sir.
How to optimize a website?
So, so through our name, link name, sir, like our put our our website on a Git, and send the our
No. I am not asking about hosting. I am asking optimization.
no, sir.
Okay. What is display flex?
Sir, it's a updated version of, sir, float, sir. It is used for side by side our div or HTML element goes through main axis or cross axis, sir. Main axis is a horizontal and cross axis is a vertical, sir. From top to bottom and left to right goes main axis. And cross axis goes from top to bottom, sir.
Okay. Suppose I have one parent view and I have child view, and I want to bring that child view at the center, horizontal and vertical. How can we achieve that?
To flex, sir, we have to give flex to the parent element, and child element we have to put the align atoms center, sir. So it's come to the middle, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Please share a screen and write the same report for the same.
No, sorry, sir. So, forward, sir. We have to put in all the CSS in flags, specify content, and align items in a parent element, sir.
Oh, that's all. So do you have work experience in SAS?
No, sir.
So what are the data types we have in JavaScript?
So the primitive data types and non-primitive data types. In the primitive data types, we have five, sir. Five types, sir. String, number, boolean, undefined, and sir, none, sir. In a primitive data, in a string, sir, we have put the data in a alphanumeric form or a inverted or single inverted form. In a number, we got all the numbers in 1, 2, 3, these types of number. In a boolean value, we get true or false type statement. In a undefined, sir, if we declare any declaration,
Okay, that's okay. Okay. So what is the difference between primitive and non-primitive?
so the primitive data types holds a value and non-primitive data types holds a references, sir.
Okay. What is the difference between undefined, not defined?
Sir, undefined means, sir, we have declare any property and doesn't assign any value. And in not defined means, sir, it's error, sir. We doesn't have any property types.
Okay. What is hosting?
Declaration from the scope is to the top of the scope.
What is portion?
So conversion of one data type into the another data type.
Okay. What is higher order function?
Higher order function except the another function is as a parameter.
Okay. What is pure function?
So in a pure function, we have three conditions, sir. First is it is always it is always pure. It doesn't depend upon sir, another or other conditions. It second one is sir, it is always written something, sir, and third one is the third one. It gives the correct data set.
Are you sure?
Sir.
Okay. What is callback function?
Callback function means, sir, when we put any condition, after that this comes. If it happens, then callback function is comes up.
What is callback hell?
Callback helps means in a function we call many functions in a function we call for 3 or 4 functions, and it is difficult to fix the error, so it's a callback helps.
What is difference between slice and splice?
Splice method.
Splice.
Sir, slice is used for cutting the specific string. Slice have two parameters. Second one is optional. If we put only one parameter like a number 1 or 2, so its string start from the second index number and give all the string which we have. If you put the second parameter, so it gives up to the second parameter, second number of index number, and we have to put one extra number, like we have to want about 2 to 10 index number string, so we have to put 2 to 11, so it's minus one number. And in a splice, splice is used for, sir, first, splice accepts three argument parameters. First one is the index number. Second one is how many elements we want to delete, and third one is if we want to add any new parameter or argument in which.
Okay, okay, that's what is temporal dead zone?
No, sir. I don't know, sir.
Oh. What is the IFI?
IFI, sir. Sir, I don't remember the full form of EP, but EP is used for to stop the redeclaration of declaration, sir. Before the ES6, we use the IFI, and IFI we return the code in a function, and directly after end the function, we immediately call the function, sir. It's called IFI, sir.
What is first class function?
First class function, sir. The function we can store in any declaration as an argument is a first class function, sir. Example, console.log, sir. We can put it into the CL.
What are the possible ways to create an object in JavaScript?
Sir, array and object, sir. Sir, constructor method and factory function.
Okay. Apart from this,
So new date, sir. New date also the constructor method, sir. We can view current date, time, date, hour.
what is difference between equal to and strictly equal to?
Equal to, sir. In equal to, the check only the value. If we have the in a string 4 and a number is a 4 and we is equal to check, so it only check the value, not a data types. And in a strictly equal to, it not only check the data type but also check the values. And if both are conditions is true, then it give the value true, otherwise it's return false.
What is JSON?
So JSON is used for, it's a communicator between the front end and back end. When we front end use the JavaScript and back end use Python or Java, so we have to communicate between the front end and back end. So we are using the Java JSON, sir. When we want to send the data to the back end, so we are converted into the JSON format and send. And when we get the data from database or backend, so we converted into it is in, so it converted into the JavaScript format to the JSON.parse these methods.
What is call, bind, and apply?
Yes, sir.
What is call, bind, and apply?
Call, bind, and apply. I don't know, sir.
What is callback function?
So, callback function usually in a, sir, higher order function, some or events when something happening, like if we are using clicking, so when you click, so you get some information or it changes the color. So depends upon the, sir, your action or something happen after that, it's reacts. It's a callback function. When we call the function, it comes callback function.
What is NaN?
Hello.
What is NaN?
Is then.
Is NaN?
I don't know, sir. Next question.
Is NaN. Okay. So I am passing one statement in chart section. Please copy that statement to editor and please share your screen.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, what will be the output of this statement?
Output of this statement. Nine nine zero, sir.
Okay, why it will be 990?
Because it's a first number and it is a string. So when it concat it, so it converted into 10 plus 10. So it's concated. So if we go 1010, and it's a minus symbol. So it doesn't concat, sir. So 10,010 minus 20, sir. So it comes
Okay.
9.
Can you write a function to find that the given number is prime or not?
Function for prime or not, sir.
Yes. Okay. Is this correct?
No, sir. Something.
Okay, okay, that's okay. Please comment out this code and please write a function to print the 1 to 15 values, right? 1 to 15 values. But if the number is divisible by 3, you have to write this. If number is divisible by 5, you have to write bus. And if number is divisible by 3 and 5 both, you have to console his bus. And otherwise, you have to print that number.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's okay. So, Mahesh, what are the new features we have in ES6?
ES6 we have string interpolation, higher order function. In a higher order function, we have a lot of methods like for each, filter, map, this types of method.
Okay, that's it. What is difference between let, const, and variable?
Sir, where used before the ES6, and where we can where create two scopes, global scope and functional scope, and where we can reassign or redeclare. Let it creates a global scope, block scope. Let's are used for it's a reassign is not possible in a late sir, but we redeclare is not possible, but we can reassign the value declaration which is used by the late, and in a constant sir, reassign and redeclaration is not possible. So in a posting of both are in a late constant and where possible, but when we use where, and if any problem, so it shows undefined at the time of posting, and in a late and constant it shows we cannot use it before the assigns.
What is arrow function?
Arrow function is new in ES6, sir, and in arrow function it is used for modify our code or short our code. In a arrow function, we reduce the we remove the function keyword and use the arrow, and in a single line code we no need to return word used in our function. We can directly use it, sir. It's a modify our code, sir, short but sweet. Hello.
Yes, yes.
In arrow function,
Okay. What is promises?
in our promises, we, promise is used for used for fix the callback function error. Callback function, it's quite difficult to fix the error, so we use the promises. In a promises, we have commitment, fulfill, fulfill, fulfill term. Uh, it's completed or not, or it's a failed, and these three terms are very important in sub promises.
I have passed array in chat section. Please
Yes.
copy that in your JS file.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please share your screen.
Okay.
Hello, Mahesh. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Please share your screen.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have an array of frogs, right? And from this, you have to create a new array, but array of frogs whose gender is female and whose weight is greater than or equal to 8.
Okay, sir. Sir, female or male, sir? Hello?
Female, female. Okay. Actually, condition is weight should be greater than or equal to 8. Right.
Greater than or equal to, sir?
Yes.
This is
Okay.
Salif Fox, sir.
Okay. That's great. So, Mahesh, I have done for my side. Do you have any question for me?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, then thank you, Mahesh. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you.